Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles. Welcome to my channel. Now recently I was able to help Gabriella from Chalk and Notch test the Fringe blouse. So this is not a new release. She did release this last year, I believe. But in that opportunity, the sizing range was limited. So she decided to revise this pattern, extend the sizing and add 2 bodice options. So when I saw the test decor, I applied because I thought that is really cool that she's trying to make this pattern accessible and fitting well for more people. So yes, I jumped on and I helped test the Fringe blouse or dress pattern. There are 2 views and I will pictures here so you can see there's a view A, has a button up to the waist with an elbow length sleeve with a little tab, and then view B is just you pull it over your head and it's got these notch details on the neckline, and it's also got the same sleeve but with a smaller cuff. And actually the cuffs are interchangeable. You can do a long cuff and have a longer sleeve or the short one. You can mix and match whatever you want. So at the waistline, there is a little skirt piece that you can make as a top, like a peplum, or lengthened like a dress. The gathers are very slight. They are not hugely gathered. So I sort of always am wary about these gathered styles. But from what I saw, it didn't look like the gathering was going to be a lot, you know. The bodice is shaped. So there is side bust darts and waist darts front and back. And then the sleeve is just not set in. It's like a dolman type sleeve, very small here. And then what gives it the length is the cuff that you add on. The fabrics recommended are several, anything from light to medium weight wovens, linen, chambray, rayon, voile, cotton lawn, whatever. What is not mentioned here is crepe and crepe. Yeah, and I did make one in crepe. I touch them, I see how they drape, I envision how the style would look, and I made my mind, you know. About the sizing, this pattern now comes from sizes 0 to 24 US sizing with 2 bodice options, one for bust size A and B and another one for cup sizes C and D. The bust measurements from 32 to 52 and hips from 35 to 53. Now there is about a 3-inch ease at the bust and 4-inch ease at the waist. The ease around the hips is a lot, but it's because it's gathered. So it's about 10 inches of ease around the hips. So when you choose your size, the one that's most important really is the bust and the waist. Because if you are a bit pear-shaped and your hip falls off slightly off a straight size, you can still make a straight size because your hips are going to fit in there fine. And that is actually what I did, because I had to choose a 14 and then blend to a 16 at the hips, but because of the style, I just made a straight size 14. I chose view A, which has the button front, and the only modification I made to the fit was to lower the bust dart by 2 centimeters. That is the only modification I made. All the rest I sewed up straight as the instructions say. The instructions are very, very clear, very easy to follow, very fast pattern to make and sew. So I'm going to show you, I made, I had a dress, I'm going to put a picture here that I did not like at all. It had a full circle skirt and I know how I feel about circle skirts. So I tore up that dress and decided to use that fabric as a wearable muslin to test the bodice and everything like that in the testing period. Because the fit was perfect and I had lowered the bust dart before because I know I have to do that, I decided to just go ahead and finish it and make it, you know. This is a rayon, it's super nice fabric, it's very nice. And it's got all these blue tones and like greenish, brownish tones. You can see this little sleeve piece there. It has a little curve there, but very small. And then it has a little cuff attached that gives it a bit of length. It has a V neckline. Inside we have facings and buttons down there, and then a waist seam with a slight gather. You can see how slight the gathering is, very slight. I'm going to show you around the other side at the back. Now I chose really drapey thin fabrics for this because of the gathering. For my aesthetic, like I wouldn't like this on a linen or anything stiff on me, and plus I'd get hot. So there was some top stitching to be done in the instructions all around here and that sort of top stitching, but because of my choice of fabric, I decided to opt out because rayon and top stitching don't match really. I just left it like that. You had to put 3 buttons, but I put 4. I just feel safer with an extra button there. And there is a little curve here at the hem, very slight. And I've just done a normal hem, normal. So that is the first one I made. This was my wearable muslin, wearable toile, very wearable. So I just decided to finish it. For the second version, I decided to make it in a plain blue. I need solids and I chose a blue crepe that I had in my stash. It's not a very thin crepe. I would say it's a medium weight crepe. It's not sheer. And this is the second one I made. You can see the color blue. It is a bit sheer, but not really. No, it's not sheer. So this one had its own, challenges for sewing. I had to take extra care to sew this one. It was harder to cut. The view and the pattern is exactly the same. Also for crepe, I did not do any top stitching around there. And when I was almost done with this, I went into my button stash and I had no buttons that matched. So for now I have yellow buttons there, but I'm not going to keep them. The gathering there you can see is very slight at the back, like that. It's a very nice flowy top and I really like the color. Inside I finished the facings with bias binding I made out of chiffon and the color pops up, but that's just for me, no one's going to see that. So I am definitely going to put these buttons into, I'm going to put blue buttons there when I find some. So yeah, I'm going to put these on so you can see how they look. Okay, so this is my wearable muslin in this rayon. You can see the cuff makes a sleeve hit right there. It's a nice length for me. What I like about this type of sleeve is that the bodice is also shaped, so you don't have like that weird like excess that some patterns that don't have the shaping do. So the V hits at a really nice place there, very modest. The bodice is got a nice ease around the waist. As I said, it's got about 4 inches of ease around here, about 3 inches of ease there. So in no time am I going to feel constricted. And then we have that lovely little peplum that is slightly gathered, and at the back looks like that, slightly lower at the back. So yeah, this is the first one, the muslin, and now I'll put on the blue one. Okay, so here is the blue one. I am already hating the yellow buttons. In theory it should work, but I just don't like it. So anyway, same view, same size, different fabric, same V, everything. You can see the neckline, how it lies awesome, very nice. The facing is drafted very well. It is understitched in there, and that's how it looks. You can see it does define your shape. And look how this crepe falls and drapes. It's gorgeous to wear. It feels super nice on the skin, and oh, I'm just like, woo! I really like it. So this is my blue version. This pattern has been re-released today at Chalk and Notch, but if you have purchased this pattern in the past, you can just get the update free of charge. So if you go to your account and look at your downloads, you can access this pattern with the modifications. So in the past, if you had to do modifications like a full bust adjustment or something, now you can take advantage of the new bodice pieces and the new sizing. So that's really cool. That is what I had to share with you today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you soon. Bye.